Hello, all you gaming folks, and welcome to Skarest on Super Mario RPG. We left off last time, having had the princess been kidnapped by Bowser, went to rescue her when Smithy the Sword crashed into the castle, causing us to lose the princess. So now we made our way through to the Mushroom Kingdom, where we are to meet up with Toad, so we can go ahead and meet up with the Chancellor. So let's go ahead and kick this off. Now, interesting news that's been going on in the last week or so has primarily had to do with this main Senate race, where we've had this lovely gentleman accuse the Democratic candidate of leading a double life because she plays World of Warcraft. Oh, we almost got up there. I jumped to the wrong direction. Poop. Anyhow, it's a bit silly, needless to say. I mean, the idea that, and I'm not really going to talk about any of the politics here. I don't like to get involved in political speak with people. It's kind of like getting in a religious argument. Everyone is very deeply attached to their beliefs, and all it does is create a bunch of hullabaloo for no real good reason. But what I am going to discuss is the idea of gaming as a hobby in general, and this concept that you can't enjoy, that you're somehow childish or you're not an adult because you enjoy gaming. Which is interesting, because there's been study after study showing that the average age of the gamer is actually in their 30s. Now, as most people know, they're gaming, especially if you're a PC gamer, but even your console gaming, it's expensive hobby. I mean, you're dropping $60 a game, or you spend thousands of dollars on a gaming PC so it can run things at maximum levels. That's not cheap at all. So one has to assume that these people have money, and most of these people that happen to buy all these things earn their own money. They go to work, they do the labor they need to do in order to buy this stuff. So the idea that somehow they're childish is ridiculous. Gaming is a hobby just like any other hobby in the world. Be it if you're gaming, you're a golfer. I like to bowl, personally. I really enjoy bowling. They're all just hobbies. That's all it comes down to. How you spend your free time for relaxation and entertainment is up to each individual. I play World of Warcraft, and one of the things I hear from people all the time is when they come in regards to like the achievements of World of Warcraft or the raid bosses or the gears, that in the end it doesn't matter, because either the world, everything gets reset like they happen to do with each new expansion, and all of a sudden all that gear that you worked for doesn't mean anything anymore because you're going to replace it with greens and stuff like that in the beginning of the next one. They say it's not worth anything. At the end of the day, once they shut down the servers, what do you have to show for it? Well, what I have to show for it is the fact that it's entertained me for many years. When you go and watch a movie, Dread 3D just came out, okay? If you're going to watch that movie, what are you taking away from that? Are you somehow a better person? Did you learn something from watching that movie? No. However, you did enjoy the movie, and that's what you took away from it. Gaming, while it can offer a great deal in the concept of storytelling, while it can offer moral teachings and all this kind of stuff, at the end of the day, it's a form of entertainment. And as long as you enjoy it, you enjoy it. I'm not a big fan of the COD series. I play them from time to time because I have family that likes to play them, and I do enjoy gaming with my family. But I'm not personally a big fan of them. That's just me. If you happen to be a big fan of them, all power to you. As long as you're enjoying it, that's your prerogative. I mean, if you look at Minecraft players a lot, for example, is that they are rabid fans when you're talking about Minecraft because they enjoy the game. But everyone feels this need to go ahead and bash on everybody else of, how dare you not enjoy what I enjoy. We're different people, folks, so it's quite alright to not enjoy something somebody else enjoys. I promise you, it won't kill you. Which brings me, actually, just made me think about the subject of coming to, when they discuss video games as a form of art. A lot of people out there, I don't remember who it was now off the top of my head, to be honest, but it was one of the more famous movie critics out there came out and said that gaming is not a form of art. It just makes me laugh. That definitely comes from a person who's never actually played through a video game to have any idea if gaming can or cannot be art. It's just the same idea as movies, or the same idea as music. Is all the movies that come out art? No. Is all music that was released art? No. Is all games that are released art? No. They're not. However, but they can be occasionally just a beautiful masterpiece. You take Shadow of the Colossus. That game, in my opinion, is a piece of art. It's a beautiful game. The storytelling in it, it's fantastically done. Will I say Call of Duty is a piece of art? No. Will I say Dread 3D was a piece of art? No. I enjoyed them, but they're not a piece of art. So it's to rule out an entire subgenre within a form of entertainment, to rule out the entire video game industry as incapable of being art is ridiculous. It really is the exact same concept of saying that all movies are not art. Okay, well, we're going to interrupt that conversation real quick because we got to buy some stuff. Let's see here. Namely, we want to go ahead and get some armor for Mario, some armor for our new pal Mallow, and let's see here. We can use a jump attack against any foe, and then we have the antidote pen. But we don't have enough coins for the jump attack. I do want to get the don't have enough coins for the antidote pen either. So we'll call it quit at those two. I had a buddy when I was in high school named, his name was Daniel, actually. But everyone had this tendency to call him Marshmallow. I like to call him Mallow. Not that this matters on anything, it's just general conversation. But yes, when it comes to video games, any video game can be considered, or games can be considered. It just purely depends on the game itself. As a whole, no, the genre is not defined as being art. It is defined on a piece-by-piece basis. I can go and make a painting right now real quick. Trust me, any paintings or drawings I do, they're not art. Okay, so we're going to continue on to our adventures here. I have something to report, sir. No, I didn't. By the way, Mario, greatest charades character of all time. So, what's going on right now, in case you missed it listening to my babbling, is that this evil little crocodile dude went and stole Mallow's coin. He needed a frog coin to buy something for his grandpa. So we are now going to go ahead and hunt him down so we can get the coin back. I don't know why things seem to affect Mario so much more than everyone else. It's kind of weird. He's the hero here, people. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and make our way into Bandit's Way. We're going to see if we can hunt down this evil croc and kick his butt. Now, this is probably one of my favorite musical tracks in the entire game. It's just, I like the upbeat, I like the almost in a race mode type of concept here. It's enjoyable. Now, these guys are interesting. We haven't fought these guys before. Now, because of the spikes on top of your head, if I wanted to use a jump technique, it's actually not so recommended. They actually will hurt you. And that's why you have the jump pin, which allows you to jump on any enemy's head. As you can see, we're using the hammer now, which does a great deal of damage. Still has the double hit on that one, so you can still get the time hits. And then Mallow's using his fist, and he has the same concept with the double hits. Okay. Well, we got our first big guy here. First monster that you'll notice that's really different than what's in the normal Mario games. I'm going to go ahead and pound him in the sand. As you can see, even Mario can't kill him in one hit. Now we have Halloween coming up here in a very short amount of time. Now personally, I've always been a fan of Halloween. I enjoy doing the costumes and I enjoy giving out candy. But I thought it was interesting. I was actually, when I was in a Spirit Halloween store the other day, I was overhearing a couple parents discuss that, you know, they don't know if they could let their kids go out and things of that nature, and it really saddens me of that. Now, I'm not all that old. I'm 28, and when I was growing up, yes, there was still issues even then about about kids or about things happening to kids and stuff like that when they went out to go trick-or-treating. I remember when I was younger, I actually did have my bag of candy stolen from me. And it's actually one of the moments in my life I can remember where my two older brothers, who, of course, when we were growing up, being the brothers that we are, we were a little, well, we could say, jerky to each other at times. It's one of the times that my brothers actually did and went out of the way to do something exceedingly nice for me. They both actually took their candy bags that they had and divvied them up and gave it to me. And then, unbeknownst to me at the time, they went out and they found the person who stole my candy and settled that issue. Is a polite way to put it. So, it's one of the nicer things that my brothers did for me growing up. But, I mean, we had the same type of issues there, and I grew up on military bases, so they weren't nearly as bad. One way I always like to describe it from growing up on a military base is with the difference within the civilian world and the difference in the military world is that excuse me. Oh, I'm gonna use that flower tap first. Forgot about that. Is that we're almost like a generation behind, where everyone in the civilian world acted a certain way when I was a kid, or how kids were brought up and how scared they were of things. We didn't have those problems living on a military basis. We were far more free. We did a great deal more goofy things you couldn't do today. Things of the nature that we had, we were stationed in, this would have been Maryland at the time, and we were stationed in APGs, Aberdeen Proving Grounds. So we were just off the Chesapeake Bay. And there's also an inlet of water that we had there, and there's some woods all around it, and my brothers and I, and of course a lot of the kids around the area, we built a rather extensive fort there. We actually cut down the trees that were in that forest to build this fort. We even sat there, and there was a swampy area in which one of the trees had fallen over and landed on top of the other, and landed kind of in a wedge, like a Y shape, in the branches of another tree. This right there caused a nice incline for us in order to climb up over this swamp, where we proceeded to take some cabling that we managed to find. We were on a military base. You could find all kinds of things in the garages of our fathers, and we ran that cabling across there. Then we got a pulley, took some bike handles. Actually, they took it from my bike, and we made our own zip line across this swampy area. Now, my mind remembers it, because I was a kid at the time, of being, 30 feet in the air, and we're going 100 feet across, but it was, for us, it was just absolutely awesome. But this is the type of thing that a lot of kids could never do nowadays. They couldn't run off and build something in the woods of that nature. My own wife, who is just a couple years younger than me, when I compare the things I did in my childhood and the things that happened in her childhood, it's not comparable at all. Okay, now we're going to be interrupted momentarily, so we can mass kill these things and we got to level up for somebody, probably Malo. Woohoo! I like that section. Get a nice little level up there. Okay, Malo, you got 3 going there, you got 4 points for HP, 1 point. Let's get Malo's attack power up a bit. But it just saddened me, the idea that these kids wouldn't be able to go out and have a normal trick-or-treating session because of how the world reacts today. It's something that it's something we really, as a generation and as a culture, have to work on. This idea of trust. We need to get back to a point where we can trust each other. That kids are able to go out and enjoy life as they're meant to. You're supposed to go trick-or-treating. And one of my favorite things when we were growing up is you always found the best places to trick-or-treat. When I was a kid, one of our favorite places to trick-or-treat was actually in the officers section of the military bases. Plain and simply, officers made more money. So because of that, officers always had better candy. And a lot of times, at least the ones that we would manage to go to, they didn't have kids, or their kids were grown up and already out on their own. So they didn't want to keep the candy around. So we would get there, and they're like, oh, it's almost the end of the night. And they would just give us bags of candy. And, it was one of the coolest things there was. Unfortunately, kids don't have that ability to do that today. So we got a new special here. We got Fire Orb. We're going to go ahead and use that on Croco. Now, with Fire Orb, you got to hit Y repeatedly to keep shooting fireballs at them. Bam! 74 points of damage. And then Malo, for the moment, is just going to attack. Okay, we got another Fire Orb. That's one thing I hope, because I don't have any children right now, but I do have 4 nephews now. One was just newly born recently, and I have 2 nieces. And, I mean, my hope is that they can probably have, one day, at least go trick-or-treating, or at least my own kids one day. I can probably have them be able to go out and trick-or-treat, like I did. where you can go out and you can get candy. You're not worried about someone trying to poison you or someone trying to kill you or anything of that nature. Okay, we're just going to continue to tap it for the moment. But nowadays, everyone likes to do either to go to the malls. You know, I've seen a lot of that type of stuff where the stores are actually the ones that are handing out the candy. It's just not how it's supposed to be, in my opinion. So, come on, folks. As a generation, we need to go ahead and fix that and get back to a world of normalcy, to a point where we can actually trust people again, and that we can actually go out and do things like they were, you know, like they used to be done and like they're meant to be done. Enjoy life. Okay, so we almost got our coin back here from Croco. He tends to hit a little hard, and Malo is a little bit on the weak side, obviously, so unfortunately we're going to have to already hit him again because that one hit took half his health. Now, I'm not leveling up as much as I normally do. I may take time to do a little bit of leveling off the video. I don't imagine people really want to watch me doing that. If, however, anybody does, feel free to leave a comment in the videos and I won't cut those sections out. If I do level, it will only be in the sections like this that I've already been doing. I won't move on into the game any further. I'm just going to go around and kill enemies for a few to get a level or two up. Now, at this early point in the game, other than his healing abilities, Malo's relatively useless, is a polite way to put this. We're going through a lot of mushrooms because of this right now, so... But he will get better. That I do promise. And one of these days I might block that shot. Now Malo's almost more like a target right now. Haha! Yes, he's gonna belt him with his 4-point hits. Couldn't have done that earlier, kid? Yeah, come on. Oh, grubby old coin. I like that guy as a character. He makes me laugh. And Croco's defeated. We got back the frog coin. We picked up some experiences and coins. We also got this lovely, lovely flower tab. And he left us a nice little water. Okay, so we go ahead and head back. In the game, this is something a lot of games can take advice for. Don't make me run back through a dungeon to get back. The idea that they do this simple little way for me to go ahead and get back to the beginning is highly appreciated. Okay, folks, so we went ahead and took down Croco. We got the coin back. We're going to make our way back to Mushroom Kingdom so he can go ahead and complete his task on the next episode. I do thank all you folks for watching. If you do like this, go ahead and give me a like, please, and feel free to subscribe. If you have any comments, questions, suggestions, anything of that nature, please feel free to go ahead and leave them in the comment section below, or feel free to go ahead and send me a message. Until next time, folks, keep on gaming.